Tonight is a celebration of Geno Auriemma and Chris Dailey patrolling the UConn sidelines for 4 decades. And what a 40 years it's been. 11 national titles, soon the most wins in the history of college basketball. It's a resume that's unmatched. And there was a moment at the very beginning of all of this where if Geno had just listened to his gut, none of this might have ever happened.
I was just so anxious for the opportunity. But there was a time in late August, I'll never forget, Kathy and I went for a walk, and we were living down near the Eastbrook Mall down there. And I remember we went for a walk, and we went outside, and we looked around. And now think about this. It's 40 years ago, right? It's not exactly Manhattan, right? New York or Kansas, right? And I just took a deep breath, and I looked at her, and I said, what are we doing here? Like, why are we here? And this was August. We hadn't even started yet. But the reality hit both of us. Like, we just left Charlottesville, Virginia, the University of Virginia, one of probably the top 10 places in college athletics to want to be at and live at. And we're here. And good thing I didn't, dwell on that, because it was very, that's when it dawned on me, this is going to be very daunting.
So now as we stand here on the verge of history, Geno Auriemma shares the title of winningest coach with Chris Dailey. But just like none of this would have happened if Geno had listened to his intrusive thoughts, it also wouldn't have happened without Chris Dailey.
I feel like every man needs a woman to be around and keep them in check. So they're really a great duo because they both bring different things to the table, and they both help each other be better. And they have, like I would say, I have a great relationship with Coach where we have open dialogue. They have great relationships where they can challenge each other, hold each other accountable, and also support each other. So yeah, there's not one without the other.
Ahead of tonight's game with FDU, there will be a ceremony to honor Geno and CD. Tip-off is at 7 o'clock. The pregame ceremony will happen at 6:30. And if UConn wins tonight, Geno Auriemma will stand alone as the all-time winningest coach in the history of college basketball. In Storrs, Jonah Karp, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.